All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good every other moment of the day whenever you hear this. For me, at the moment, it is evening. It is 7:48. Not quite nighttime, but definitely after the afternoon. I think that this is specifically evening time. But some people use nighttime for the term. Sometimes people use, I just ate a big meatball sandwich. Meatball, I don't know, it was on a large bun. I don't know if it counts as a hero sandwich. But it was very big, with 3 big meatballs. It was the large one, and so to be responsible with my health and my diet and my budget, to be economical as well, I figured, well, they have a small one and a large one. And I'm not hungry enough for the large one, but it's not that much more expensive than the small one. I believe you can see where this is going, yeah. So I think it's not that much more expensive than the small one. So I decided to be super responsible with my diet, to not eat too much, especially this hour of the day, and to be budget conscious, yeah. So I figured, I think you know where this is going. So I figured, listen, why don't I order a large one, right? That way I'll eat only half of it. Yeah, that's a great idea. Because if I get the small one, I would definitely eat the entire thing. However, if I get a large one, yeah, I'll only eat half. And not only will I end up eating less than the small one, because half of the large one would be less than the entire small one, yeah. But I would save money, right? And I would take the other half to go and wrap it up and bring it home and have it for the next day. So I will both be eating less, and not because I was, and I'll be saving money, right? I'll give you the first caller to guess what happened will win. I don't know, because I don't know if there's a way for you to call. So you can keep that answer bouncing around in your head, saying, I know the answer, please. Is there a way that I can call? I don't think there is, because this is not a live show. And I don't even know if they're going to post it at all. And even if they did, and they had set up a way for you to send emails or messages or something like that, and then they could decide, because I don't think they do that either. I don't know if this is going to be posted at all. I don't know if they're going to hear you at all. I don't know. So since there's no likelihood that anyone will be able to win the prize, I will tell you what happened. That's right. Yeah, you're right. All of you smart Alex, smart cookies, yeah, no. I ate the entire thing. I ate the whole thing, yeah. It was so good, and I ate it so quickly. Yeah, so that happened. That is a thing that happened, yeah. Anyway, so that is why I am speaking perhaps a little more slow. But I'm back in the forest Back in the high life, back in the stirrups, back on the road, back on the horse. Not the horse. I'm not back on the horse. Horse. That expression. Back on the wagon, yeah? Hey, when you fall down, you get back on that horse. Are you sure that's going to help with my fear of, that I was driving the tractor and I screwed it up? Are you sure that's going to help with the failure to go to a prostitute? Well, I guess it can't hurt. Well, it might hurt the prostitute. It depends what you're doing. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm in the woods. And I'm walking off the meatball sandwich, which was super good. It was really great. So today, I don't know the date. 23 August, Friday, 2024. WPSS number 5. Welcome to WPSS. The evening broadcast. WPSS number 5. Oh my God, I feel the first meatball slowly descending. The other two are waiting between my chest and the little divot at the bottom of my throat. Yeah, the two of them are waiting patiently. We'll let there were 3 meatballs entirely, so they wait for the first one to go down patiently. So we will, I'll give you a real-time update about the meatballs as they fall down the circles of digestive hell. I'm just kidding now, it was very good, and I should be fine. But I might feel it later. Anyway, so today is a very interesting day. I seem to be lost already. That was quick. All right, I will go back there. It's getting dark. I don't know how to walk in this forest when it's dark. But I imagine it will be okay. So today, very interesting announcement for PSS products. Because the other products from PSS, one is the phone case, or whatever you want to put in that shape. The other is, I don't remember, but it should be on the website. Product Service Solutions. There's no you in the last word, because all we need is you. productservicesolutions.com. Yeah, so I don't know if they're updating the website, but they're already selling things. And if you cannot find it on the website, then you might be out of luck, because I don't know if anyone else says anything, but I don't know. But the first product that is more a service, I guess this would be a solution or solution, as it were, Maybe I don't know if they trademark solution. But this, I guess, would be a solution, yeah. So I'm going to be the first use of the product, because they need someone to use it, because the kind of thing they want to be able to say, look, it's okay, it works. And I'm the one to do it when something is not working or something needs to be done and everyone else does not want to do it. I seem to be the one to do it. But that's okay, because that's how it is. Anyway, but it's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. This solution, yes, it be. So, I will start out. Today was a great day to have that solution available to me. I'm not sure how it will go. I perhaps will document it for them so they can attach it to the website for the promotion of the solution. So I think they want to have someone either have me do vlog or something, I don't know. Anyway, so today, I don't know, I'll cut to the chase. Today was a day, and at the end of the day, I was not feeling good. I was feeling very bad. And so it's one of those days where I have too many of those days where, it's one thing when you're busy or you're doing stuff or people are telling you that to do this and do that, and it's okay because, you're distracted, you're not thinking about it. But then when everything quiets down and you're back in the silence, then if you don't have some kind of mental system, a social system, or some kind of structure around you for your life, for your brain, then you can fall into a very dark place, like you're falling through space, only you're not even falling, you're just suspended. You're not tethered to anything. And there are a lot of other issues. I won't bore you with the number of things, but there are many, and I've had them for a long time, and it gets exhausting, So at some point you feel, I cannot escape it, and there are all the other obligations and attachments in life that can make you feel worse and more alone and isolated and stuck. I hear things in the forest I'm not familiar with, but it sounded like wings flapping, so that's okay. Because they can't pick up this big meatball, even the biggest condor, although I don't want to tempt anyone or anything. So after enough days and years and decades of having certain issues plaguing your brain, and you cannot, especially if your brain has problems, which mine does, and you certain emotional things that happen for this and that reason, but also certain cognitive things that happen for this and that reason. And you just cannot seem to get a grasp. You can't seem to move forward. And you feel stuck in all the other things, and the internet, and the social everything, and the history, and all the, the global history of things that come down to a point right on your head, or your family, or whatever. And you can find yourself in a very dark place. And then if you feel like that dark place is many, many times you feel it, you end up there. Sometimes you feel things are not going to change because I've been in this place and I think, it's going to get better. Things will get changed. I'll have hope. And then another day, and then another year goes by, and another 10 years, and another 10 years, and more, and more, and more, and more. Until you feel, I cannot do it no more. It doesn't make sense. What is the point? What is the point in going on? Because I'm tired of going on through a pile of shit. And more pain and more and more problems. and emotional things and dynamics with people and the world that keep you feeling very, very bad. And so you might get to a point where you're like, I don't know, I cannot do it. This is my life, everything, It doesn't make sense to go and have more pain. There are many things that are causing pain, and I cannot escape from them. So I want to end it all, right? That makes sense. It's logical sense to want to end it all. And but then, you think, well, but there's this one thing that's kind of good in life, and, if I kill myself, I will not be able to see that thing, and I will not be able to experience anything, because there will be no anything, There would be no me to experience anything. Lights out. Lights out. And it's the lights out, you're not even in the darkness. It's the lights out where there's not even you to experience the darkness. It's just, and it's like turning up the television set, but you were inside the television set. You're not watching something that's been turned off. You were the thing that's turned off. It gone, done, zip. And that's not very appealing. Because, and also because I wonder, I'm like, but there's other things that seem okay, and some days when I'm okay, and these other things, they seem to be connected to my life, who I am and who I know and what I'm doing and what I'm not doing and where I am and all these other things going crazy. And that's my life causing me so much pain, and I want to end life. But that's very interesting. So, because the only bad thing about killing yourself is that you are never alive again. You never get to be alive. And there are certain things in life that are cool, and you're not going to get to see it, or even see anything at all. And the things that are bothering you, you realize, wait a minute. If a lot of these things that are bothering me were not happening, I would be okay, Or if I simply, was somewhere else in the world, or if I was someone else, yeah? And conceivably, there's a whole other life where I could be fine, And it's crazy, because it's like you think, well, I hate my life now and all the feelings. I want to, be done. But if magically I could be in a different life, if I could reset, conceivably, there's another situation in the world where magically, if I were transported to a different time and place and space, and I was someone else, and I were maybe someplace else in the world, I can think of a million ways that I could be happy, a million ways that my life could be fine. If certain things geographically, if certain things interpersonally, if certain things, but mostly with my brain and emotionally, but also a lot of some things are situational. Situational, you're in the wrong place, you're going to feel bad, but if you were somewhere else, you might be fine. And same thing with your brain situationally. Like my brain is feeling like very bad. But if I change the situation of my brain, if I'm not thinking that thing, if I don't have to look at that, if I don't do this, if I'm doing this with my time, and you think, wow, conceivably, there are things I could be doing with my time, and I would be fine, actually. I would be okay. Or at least, it would be worth, being alive. And so, for me, it's always seemed so strange, silly that, I want to kill myself. But conceivably, there's other ways that I could be alive and be fine. In fact, be happy. Because there are things that I remember times that I was happy, yeah? So it's crazy to feel like you're stuck in this situation. And so the bad thing about killing yourself is that you're dead. And that you don't get a chance to do other things, and that there are potentially all these other ways where you could be alive and be okay. But something about the situation, about our brain feels, I can't change it. To do that, impossible to do that. That person, this thing, that thing, everything would be too difficult, I cannot do it. And so because of those things that we say, I can't change because of that, we're going to kill ourselves and not have the opportunity to potentially, be alive in a different situation. And I always thought that was kind of, loony, crazy. Because even if... So even if, you were simply, airlifted into another situation where you're simply, picking grains of rice and sorting them or doing something in some place in the world or something, you would rather be doing that than being dead. And that there, and also I always thought, well, it doesn't matter, but utility, think about the waste of resources that even if you don't have yourself, your brain, your personality, what a waste of resources. Like, say there's someone somewhere in the world who just needs help, to dig a hole with a shovel. Bad example. Someone who needs help to make a fence, and they need another person. What a waste that you're dead and you cannot help someone do something so simple. Or if there's a dog that needs, someone to visit him. And you could do that, but instead you're dead and you can't do anything. And so I always thought that was crazy. But when you're in the place and you think, I cannot do this, I can't go on, and there's no solution, or solution as it were, and it's like, I don't know, I gotta get out, I got to end all this crazy. So when I heard, not what I heard when they told me to have to do it, no, I was not forced to do it, but I think someone, this is the product that they offer, and someone knew that I would be a good candidate, right? So they told me about it. I'm not saying that anyone at PSS is involved with making me feel like I have to do this, or encouraging me. Well, a little bit, but not really. No, I mean, I was already there. So let's announce that, so PSS is offering, and I will be the first to try, the solution of all solutions, solution to end all solutions, or rather to begin, solution to begin all solutions. Yeah. So PSS presents Suicide 2.0. It's like all the best parts of suicide without having to be dead. Really interesting. So basically, because you think about it, when they said it to me first, I was like, I don't know, I'm trying to avoid this topic for all the time. This is something I definitely don't want to do, because I feel like if I think about it, it's like walking close to the edge of a cliff with a very, very big descent from which you are not getting up. But then sometimes you're like, I don't want to get too close to that cliff, because I'm afraid if I start walking along the edge of it, part of me might want to be, hey, what's over there? I wonder who is about to die. I'm just kidding. So the point is, when they suggested to me, I was like, I don't know. But then they explained to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Because when you think about it, suicide does is a solution. Well, no, it's not a solution. It's a solution to a certain problem, which is that you want to stop dealing with certain issues. The only problem with that is that it keeps you from dealing and experiencing opportunity for any other things that are wonderful or whatever. So anything that's even slightly less miserable is still better than not being here at all. That's my opinion. So they said that, I was like, oh, I'm intrigued, tell me more. And I did not need to say that because they were telling me anyway. But at that point, my interest was piqued. Piqued as in, it was triggered, it was intrigued, not piqued as in that it is met at its highest point, because it increased the more I listened. My interest increased, peaked and increased. I'm walking in the woods, it's very dark here. Can you hear that? Can you hear the darkness? By which I mean, can you hear the sound of the critters that come out and make noise when it's dark? Can you hear the darkness? So it's good because it's lovely. It's not great because I don't know where I am and it's getting super dark. Alright, I see I'm still on a trail. Anyway, so suicide 2.0. All the best parts of suicide without the dead. So basically, suicide is great because it ends all the pain. But it's not great because you'll never be alive again. So an alternative, the new suicide, is that you end your pain and your life, the things that bring you pain, that are attached to your identity, who you are, what you're doing, a lot of emotional things, a lot of geographical, situational things, whatever. Because when you think about it, if you could be a different person, even where you're living, or different situation, even somewhere else in the world, is it conceivable that if you're a different person, a lot of your problems would go away? Because you would not be fulfilled if your identity was different. Then a lot of your problems would go away. Now, obviously a lot of questions arise. I imagine if you have questions, that's a very good sign. So, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, because I have not begun it yet. But I agreed to do it, because it sounded intriguing. And I will not say I was forced to do it, because forced in that if I wanted to work for them, to continue working and doing broadcasts, I kind of have to do it. But it's interesting because, I'm happy to do it. Sometimes you're forced to do things that turn out to be great. And I don't mean force like coercion. I mean, there was the implication that I would no longer be working there if I did not do it. But it was voluntary in that I chose ultimately to do it. So I'm not, implying anything. To my wonderful boss, who is great, and he's the best, and I mean that sincerest, and not as in without sincerity, but sincerest, just he, as in the greatest, utmost sincerity. Anyway, so I'm very excited. They promised me that I'm not going to die, which is a great promise, as far as customer service and, promises from the corporation or the company. That's a great one. Guaranteed that we are not going to kill you. That's a place to start, And it's great for them to keep a promise. No, I'm just kidding. They're actually very good. But, in their own way. So, I'm going to do. I'll be number one of number two. I don't mean poo. I mean, I believe the first to do Suicide 2.0. Very exciting. I'm not sure what will be. They told me that I have to sign a bunch of things. And I asked how much it costs. They said that because I'm the first person to do it, so they can get the sample and be able to say that it works. I think really, they said to me that I don't have to pay because I'm an employee and it's a benefit. But I don't know that's the truth. I think they just need someone to do it. That way they can say, okay, it works. So it's worth it for them. And also, I don't have money because they haven't paid me in 2 months. But anyway, so, no, everything is fine. And they pay me. Everything is great. So, yeah, I'm excited. I don't know what will be. They told me I had to give them some information about my address and how to get into my house. And I had to sign a bunch of documents, and I still have to sign more. So I don't know what will happen. Some of the things they made me sign gave me, what's the expression? Gave me hesitation. But sometimes you feel like, hey, I don't know what the option is because I'm at that point where it doesn't matter. So this is presented to me and I might as well. So I did it. And I'm curious to see what will happen. But when I talked to explain it to me, it sounded very interesting. So I'm going to do it. And I don't know what will be as far as my job or my name or I don't know. Afterwards, I'm not sure. But I guess because I'm the first to do it, they're going to tell me that I can still, I don't know, I guess I will continue to broadcast until a time when I cannot. And I guess if you don't hear from me, it might be because I stopped doing the broadcast, but I'm still around. But, I is not I. I will be a different I. So I guess someone else will do the broadcast, and that's cool. I imagine it will be fine. But I'm very interested because at first it was very scary when they started to describe. This is just the whole idea of having a new identity, having everything different. It's very, very scary, which is why most people don't do it, because a lot of things you can do, but it's like, I don't want to change my name, I don't want to do this, I can, but then I have to let everyone know, and then my boss then have to, only friends, and that's why we don't change anything, because nowadays we are all so fettered, not fitted, not disgusting. Although you in the back of the room, I'm just kidding, you guys are great as well. But we are fettered, we are constrained, we have so many ties to this social media and that connection in this family member that there's no way to kind of escape and start a new life like you could have maybe 100 or 200 years ago, but just going across the sea and starting again. You cannot do that now, it's very complicated. Or you can, but it's everything is so interwoven, it's hard to do it. So sometimes you just need, but yes, sometimes you need like a crowbar, which is another program, but I don't know if it's affiliated. PSS crowbar service, that's different. But I don't know if it's affiliated with this, but sometimes you need, but that's the problem. What's crazy is that whereas you used to be able to kind of be able to start again or change things, now you're kind of strapped in, and it's so hard that the only way you feel like you can do it logically, because there's so many things, so many like tentacles like attached to your brain and your heart and your everything and your bank account, and everything is connected that you cannot get away. And the only solution is to, end it. And that's crazy because you don't have to, but logically I understand that a lot of people are like, I can't, it's too complicated, because life is too complicated. No regular human who's overloaded with so many things can escape it. And that's okay. So, but it's crazy that that's the only way to get out, is to end game. But you don't have to, there is another way. So this will be interesting as the other way. So I don't know, because I mentioned the topic of suicide, I guess I was supposed to give a whole bunch of warnings. And, 800 numbers of places to call if there's emergency. But so I'm assuming that, I'm hoping that the people, that the uploaders of this, I guess I'm reminding them to put up all the phone numbers and all the warnings and disclaimers, but also, the phone numbers in case people are thinking about taking their life or something like that, the 800 numbers for people to talk to, or suicide watch, suicide hotline. So please put all those numbers up there, even if, so-and-so says don't bother do it, please, because he's not going to watch the video, so just do it anyway. You know who I'm talking to. It's up to you. Just put up some phone numbers for people to see it, starting from the beginning of the video. All right, very exciting. I guess that's the end for now, which is, how about that for Suicide 2.0? Suicide 2.0, the end for now. All right, talk to you soon from somewhere, somehow, as someone, somehow. I don't know. Exciting. Cool. Better than the alternative? Probably. I think so. It has to be. Great. Bye.